Copy constructors are one of the more difficult topics to understand, more specifically if we lack our basic understanding in what essentially what we call a constructor and essentially what function overloading is, right? So we're briefly just going to build up to what copy constructor by talking about those two topics, right? So firstly, we described a constructor as essentially a special method within a class that allows us to set up our properties, right, when an instance is created, right? Yeah. So essentially with this constructor that we have, when we create an instance of the human class, what we can do essentially, whatever values that we're passed in, we can use them to essentially set up our properties in this case, right? So that is essentially how we introduced a constructor, right? Now we can have different types of constructors, right? We can have a default constructor, right? And we can have a constructor that takes in parameters, right? So a default constructor essentially doesn't take any parameters, and we'll see how that works essentially. And then a constructor that takes in parameters, as we can see in this case, essentially we can use that to set up the values, right? And then we'll have what we call a copy constructor, which we'll discuss later on, right? So for us to essentially understand how they all work, essentially we need to go back to one of the fundamental topics, which is what we call function overloading, right? We briefly discussed this this topic in our previous video, so if this is a topic that you still struggle with, go ahead and watch that video, right? So we said that function overloading essentially is a feature in C++ that allows us to have a function with the same name, right, just different parameter types, right? So depending on the parameter types, right, and depending on the values that we pass in, right, we essentially are allowed to have functions with the same name, right? And the compiler will decide which function to choose from, right? So how this works is essentially if I went ahead and called the add function and I passed in only one value, right, the compiler will automatically know that this is the function that I'm talking about because it receives only one parameter, right? And then if I passed in two values, this is essentially this function would be called, right? So that's essentially how function overloading works, right? So now that we know how function overloading works and essentially how what a constructor is, right, so we just need to essentially understand at the basic form what a constructor is. We said that essentially it is a special method within a class, but a method we define as essentially just a function, right? So which means that a constructor is a function. That means that we can essentially perform what we call function overloading, right? So that means that we can have two constructors, right? Same name, right? Just different parameters, right? And this is what we call essentially a default constructor, right? So what we can do is essentially set up the values default values, and we can set up the values as default values, right? So essentially now we have two constructors, right? One that takes in parameters and one that doesn't take in parameters. That means that when an instance is created of this class, right, and we don't pass in any parameters, we can still essentially just set up those values, right? Let me just change this to 0, right? So that means that if I was to create an instance of the class, right, so this essentially, this is a default the default parameter in this case, or rather default constructor will be called in this case, right? So that's essentially how we can introduce our constructors and function overloading, right? All right, now that we have the basics out of the way, we can essentially go ahead and introduce a copy constructor, right, which is essentially just another constructor, right? But the difference is that its parameter is essentially an object of the same class, right? We'll see how that makes sense shortly. But for example, if we wanted to create an object, in this case we just created human1 and gave it the parameters Dumelo and 21, right? In a case whereby we wanted to create another object, right, essentially with the same parameters, or rather with the same properties such as Dumelo and 21, would have to manually pass in those parameters, right? But in this case we actually know the parameters Dumelo and 21. In a case whereby we don't actually know the parameters Dumelo and 21, we cannot manually pass them in, right, like we're doing here, right? We cannot manually pass them in. So what C++ allows us to do is essentially we can make a copy of those properties, right? So how we go about doing this is essentially I'm going to go ahead and create a human constructor, right? So what I want to do is essentially pass in an object. In this case, the object that I'm going to be passing in is human1, whenever I'm creating human2, right, we'll see how that works. But when I'm creating human2, I'm going to be passing in human1 as an object. So that means that my constructor needs to be able to what, to receive that human, or that object that's being passed in, right? So our parameters, we need to update them, right? In this case, we're going to be receiving what, an object of what class? That's the question that we need to answer. The class is essentially human, right? So the data type is going to be human. So we're going to say human essentially, and then we're going to give it a name, right? So that's essentially what we want to do, right? We'll get to why this is giving us a problem, but this is essentially what we want to do, right? What I'm going to do is just update this to name, right? So what I'm going to be doing is essentially saying that the name, remember this keyword, right? We already talked about this, right? Meaning that this refers to the object that's being passed in, right? Essentially the object that's calling this constructor in our case, right? And then this is the object that's being passed in, right? So we're saying that this name, right, meaning these properties, is equal to the name of the object that's being passed in, right? And same thing with the age, right? All right, now we need to understand why essentially this parameter would give us problems, right? So essentially we say that, let me just go ahead and update this parameter essentially to human1, right? So essentially this is essentially what we call pass by value, right? So when you pass by value, essentially a parameter that's passed by value, we make a copy of it. We don't actually reference to the memory of where essentially the original object is located in our case, right? We actually essentially make a copy, right? So how C++ makes copies of objects, right? Because remember, human1 essentially it's an object. This essentially leads to an infinite loop, right? This ends up becoming an infinite loop, and we don't want that. So what we're going to do is essentially update this to reference, right? So we're going to capture it, rather we're going to receive it as a reference to the original object, and we're not going to make a copy of it, right? That means now when this is constructing, when this function is running, that we actually have access to the original object, that's wherever it's located, right? We have access to its original object, right? So what we need to be aware of is essentially that if we don't want changes to the original object, we need to essentially protect this parameter, right? Because that means that now when this is being set up, in this case, when this is constructing, that means that it's being set up, right? Our properties are being set up, right? That means during the setup, I can go ahead and essentially change the name of the object, right? In this case, right? And we don't want that. We don't want another object, in this case human2, changing the value of human1. So what we're going to do is essentially just update our parameter to const, right? So that means that when this is constructing, right, we can only set up the values of human2, right, and not change the values of human1 that is being passed in, right? So that means now essentially these two parameters, or rather not these two parameters, but these two objects will have the same properties, right? But they are not linked together, right? They are not linked together, meaning that they are separate properties. That means that later on, if I essentially change the value, let me just go ahead and create a setter. Right, so what I want to do is essentially just go ahead and print the values initially, right? And then I'll call the setter later on, right? Right, so what I essentially forgot was to create a getter, because remember, this is a private property, right? We cannot access it outside of the class, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and compile this. Right, as we can see, essentially both humans in our case have the same name, right? But if I went ahead and essentially called the setter to update human2, right, it wouldn't essentially affect human1, right? So let me just go ahead and do that. Right, because at the end of the day, essentially these are two separate objects, right? So in this case, we only essentially use human1 when we're setting up human2, right? But they're not actually linked, right? This is not the same object. It's just two different objects. Essentially, we just use one to construct the other, right? So what I'm going to do is essentially print both of them, right, once I've used the setter, right? Right, as we can see, essentially this represents when we essentially set up the values, right, for them to have the same value, right? And then once we have used the setter for human2, essentially we updated the name to essentially Karabo, but human1 in our case, right, still has the same value, right? This means that what was copied here, or rather what was set for human2 did not necessarily affect human1, right? So that's essentially how a copy constructor essentially works, right? Another thing that we need to be aware of when dealing with copy constructors is essentially the types of copies that we want to make, right? So they can either be shallow copies or deep copies, right? So let us go ahead and see how essentially those two work, right? So when dealing with essentially static memory, right, not static variables, rather static memory, essentially just variables or properties that live on the stack, right? We don't have to essentially worry about the type of copy that we have to make, right? But when dealing with pointers, right, dynamically allocated memory, right, we need to essentially be aware of what, or rather, yeah, essentially we need to be aware of the type of copy that we want to make, right? So let me just go ahead and essentially update this to a pointer variable, right? So that means now I'm going to essentially update my constructors, right? Let me just go ahead and remove this one. Right, so I just went ahead and essentially updated my constructor, right, essentially to create new memory for the age, right, when essentially the function is called, right? So essentially what we need to be aware of is that this constructor, right, is now receiving essentially this human, right, just like we did previously, right, or that this object, right? Now this copy, like we said, this is essentially static memory, so we don't have to worry about it, right? So this copy does not give us any problems. This copy essentially is the one that we need to be aware of, because this is essentially a pointer, right? This is dynamically allocated memory, right? This is a pointer, and now we're also receiving another pointer. So essentially this pointer is going to be pointing where this one essentially was pointed initially, right? So that means that the age of essentially human1 and human2 are going to be linked, right? So I'm just going to go quickly create a setter and a getter, right, so that we can just see those ages, right? So let me just go ahead and do this. Right, so notice essentially my getter and setter, right? My getter essentially is returning the value, right, not the actual pointer. That is why we have the essentially the star in front of it, right? And then essentially it's a similar thing with my setter, right? We're updating the value, the age value, right? We're not essentially updating the pointer. If I remove this, I'll be updating the pointer and not the actual value, right? So yeah, just wanted us to be aware of that, right? So what I want to do essentially, I'm going to print the values, the age of the two humans before and after I change one of these, right? So let's just go ahead and do this. Right, so let's just go ahead and compile that. Right, as we can see, essentially when we essentially print the values before we use the setter, right, they're both 21, right, and then after we use the setter they're both 10, right? But mind you, we only updated the age of essentially human2, right? And essentially this becomes a problem because the ages of the two humans are now linked, right? The only thing that's linked about them essentially is the ages, right? Let's not essentially make the mistake of thinking the name is also linked, but their ages essentially are linked. They're pointing at the same memory, right? This becomes a problem because if we had a destructor, right, and that destructor essentially, the responsibility of this destructor essentially is just to delete the memory, right, the memory of the age, right? But because our humans in this case are linked, right, meaning they're pointing to the same age, right, that means that if human1 goes out of scope first, it is going to be deleted first, right? The age is going to be deleted. But now when human2 also goes out of scope, right? Remember the destructor is also going to run, right? That means that it's going to essentially try and delete the same memory that was allocated, right? And we can see how essentially how that becomes a problem, right? So this is referred to as shallow copy, right? This is a pointer, right? And essentially it's going to be pointing to another pointer, right? So that's essentially what we want to avoid. What we want to do is essentially create deep copies, right? That means that we want to create new memory for human2, right? Because we don't want the two objects linked. So what we're going to do essentially, we're going to update this to new, right? So we're going to update this to essentially new, right, to create new memory on the heap, right? And then what we pass in this case, or rather what we pass in essentially, it is the value and not the pointer. That is why we have the star in front of essentially this variable in our case, right? It is not the pointer, because if we did this, this wouldn't compile. This is the pointer. The star essentially, it is the value, right? Now the two objects are no longer linked in terms of their age, right? So let's just go ahead and compile this. Right, as we can see, essentially, before we use the setter, the names were the same, right? But after we use the setter, right, only human 2 essentially has been changed, right? Human 1's age still stays the same, right? So we just need to essentially be aware of that when dealing with pointer variables or dynamically allocated memory. Any kind of dynamically allocated memory. It can be an array, it can be two-dimensional arrays, whatever it may be, right? So we just need to be essentially aware of that, right? So we've reached the end of this episode. If you really enjoyed this episode, you can go ahead and leave a like, subscribe if you don't want to miss any other releases. Otherwise, cheers.